Hello and welcome everybody to another Edge of Eternities draft video. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Diamond number 2. We are in the midst of one of my longest win streaks of all time. I'm just going to say we are now 5 trophies in a row with a wide variety of different strategies, and we are going to try to make it number 6. Now, as far as Edge of Eternities Limited goes, I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing this. We have the Arena Cube coming up very soon, along with some other stuff in the pipeline with Qualifier Weekend this weekend. But you know what? I'm going to continue making these videos at least until the streak ends. So let's see how this goes. Now, before we hop into this draft, just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Match the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you wanted to pre-order some booster boxes of Spider-Man or you wanted some singles to round out your constructed decks, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Match the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. They're also basically every Magic the Gathering convention, so if you see them at a MagicCon, swing by their booth, tell them Paul sent you, and you'll get 10% off in person as well. Alrighty, here we go. Weftwalking, Mouth of the Storm. Momenon, I don't really like Momenon, or I don't really want to first pick it. I think Mouth of the Storm is just a better card. The question, and there's also a Holly. I'm going to take one of these blue cards. I'm just not sure which one. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's have some fun. Okay? I'm going to take a Weftwalking. Mouth of the Storm is easier to splash. I could believe that this might be a slightly better card, but I want to take Weftwalking. What can I say? And this is a really, really nice card draw effect. Now, the important thing is when you draft around the Weftwalking is, number one, I mean, being able to ramp into this would be really nice, but also you want a deck that can survive and stay at a relatively high life total while you're working your way up to casting a Weftwalking. So that's something to keep in mind. Moving on to pack 1, pick 2, there's Requiem Monolith, which is a really good card. Not necessarily in blue-black. It's a good card. There's also, I don't like Voidforge Titan or Steel Swarm Operator. Fumarole is just okay. But there's also Lashwood Predator, which I think is a really, really good card. Like, if I want to go blue-green, this helps me survive. It's a big blocker, so that's something to consider. There's also Radiant Strike as a removal spell. I think Weftwalking is at its best in a blue-green shell. So I'm going to take the Lashwood Predator, fully recognizing that the Requiem Monolith could have been the pick. It's also a very, very powerful card. But let's take the Predator and see what happens. Pack 1, pick 3. A lot of decent black cards here. There's a Faller's Faithful and a Sledge class Seed Ship. Both are pretty interesting. Along with a Sunstar Expansionist, which is also quite nice. You know what? I'm just going to keep taking the cool rare. All right. Let's take the Sledge class Seed Ship. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I mean, I gotta take it. Let's take Space-Time Anomaly and see where this goes. That's a late Servandum. There's also a Cut Propulsion, which you can certainly play on the splash as a good removal spell. Nothing here in blue or white that really stands out. And there's a Thawbringer, which is fine. I mean, Cut Propulsion isn't anything that special. I think I'm just going to take Thawbringer here and just try to cut off the green. It works well at stationing the Sledge class Seed Ship. And yeah, I'm just not going to worry about the Cut Propulsion very much. Although, okay, well, that is a late Banishing Light. And that's certainly an indication, I mean, possibly to go with the Space-Time Anomaly, that white is somewhere that we need to be. But I'm going to take the Banishing Light here and see where this goes. That's a Reflecting Pool. Don't love Reflecting Pool. I mean, if it's your second land, it can be okay. There's also Fungal Colossus. I think I'm just going to take that. There's a bunch of red cards here, but I just don't want to play these red cards with our start. So I'm going to take Fungal Colossus and, you know, just try to cut off the green cards here and just have giant green monsters to go with everything else that we have. But if they just keep giving us red cards, what does one do? Well, nothing in green, white, or blue, so, I guess Bombard is like the card that's most likely to be splashable and I'm not all in on artifacts, so I'll take the Bombard over Remnant Elemental, and we'll see what happens. There's another Thawbringer here. Bunch of okay cards. I mean, it's not like green is super duper open either. But one thing is just I haven't been seeing a whole lot of blue here. We'll note. Flight Deck Coordinator can be okay. I don't love this start. I don't love the start. I'm not sure where I was supposed to be. It definitely felt like we saw some decent white cards there. So it does feel like white is a color we might be interested in. But I'm not really sure what my secondary color should be. Like, that's a really late Perigee Beckoner. But I didn't see, you know, but like, I think I take the Starbreach Whale based on what we have here. But not be super happy about it. No 2-drops in sight. I guess that Perigee Beckoner wasn't the pack that had a million black cards in it. So yeah, I'm just gonna... I guess I'll take Swarm Color, but... Gonna avoid black as a color. White can certainly be splashed if I'm like a blue-green base. But it's not like our blue is particularly strong either. But if we just get enough good green cards, it can still make up for a lot of deficiencies. So we'll see where this goes. But... remember what I said about making sure we have enough things to do early to survive, to play cards like Weftwalking and even Spacetime Anomaly? Well, we don't have that. We are very bad at that, actually, so we just need to keep that in mind as we continue drafting out this deck. Pack 2, pick 1. Okay, another pack that doesn't have cheap things to play. There's a Frenzied Baloth, but I don't even really love that card. And it looks like we're headed towards playing a deck that's going to be probably at least 3 colors. I mean, there is a Diplomatic Relations, but I do like All Fate Scroll. I'm going to just take All Fate Scroll here. This feels like a deck to me that's going to be looking to play a lot of different colors. And in that type of deck, certainly All Fate Scroll will be very, very good. That's a Starfield Shepherd. I think I'm going to take that over Harmonious Grovestrider. I know I only have the Banishing Light, but I do feel like white is where we need to be here. So I'm going to take that over the Grovestrider and the Banishing Light. Nice 2-drop that gets us land. And then now, if I can pick up a Gene Pollinator, that would be quite nice for this deck. But we'll see. We'll see where the rest of the packs take us. Pack 2, pick 3, there is a Use Social Engineering and a Cryo Shatter, potentially on a splash or potentially on a main deck color configuration. But I'm just going to take the Use Social Engineering. Just a really, really good green card to play in your decks. Put it here. I guess it's like it's kind of like a 5-mana creature. I don't know. This curve is going to look kind of funky. All right, pack 2, pick 4. Wow, that's a late Codecracker Hound. There's a Radiant Strike, Blooming Stinger, and a Breeding Pool. I'm taking Codecracker Hound. I mean, it's simply just too good of a card. And like we could, depending on our mana situation, we could also just be straight Bant and be okay with that as well. All right, another All Fate Scroll and a Galactic Wayfarer. There's also Sammy's Curiosity, but I don't feel like I need to take that this early. Here, I will take the Galactic Wayfarer, just another solid 3-mana play that also gets me the colors that I need, but also allows me to play to the board, whereas too many copies of All Fate Scroll can definitely be a liability. So let's take the Galactic Wayfarer here. And now, there's a Wedgelight Rammer, which is honestly fine, but this deck needs 2-drops, so I'm going to take the Blooming Stinger here instead, as a solid 2-mana play here for my green-based deck. Now we have a Gene Pollinator. Let's go. That's exactly what I wanted. Getting this pack 2, pick 7 is incredible. Also a Cryo Shatter in the pack and a Tanic, but I'm very, very happy with the Gene Pollinator here. And now we have the option to take a Command Bridge, which does seem like a pretty good addition to this deck. These blue cards and the Starport Security are kind of mediocre. I do think the first copy of Command Bridge in this type of deck looks pretty strong to me. All right, can we get some interaction? All of these are pretty bad. I'll take an Embrace Oblivion if I like really need to splash for a removal, but not quite there yet, I don't think. Right now, we're just kind of in Bant colors, if you will. Here, I'll take Ilvoy Galeblade in case we end up with more of a blue-green base deck with like some white cards for the Starfield Shepherd. Because, I mean, this card is still fine on the splash, and if my mana fixing is really good, I can still just get away with playing the Starfield Shepherd, I think. And right now it's kind of, I don't know, it feels more likely that I'm going to be blue-green than green-white, but we'll see. Here, there's a Selfcraft Mechan, but it looks pretty bad here. Don't have a ton of artifacts, so I would say that we're probably an underdog to play that card. And we'll see what pack number 3 gives us here. Well, Extinguisher Battleship. I mean, that is one of the better top-end win conditions in the entire format, and exactly what we want to try to build up towards. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Pack 3, pick 2. We are green, white, or blue. And I'm going to take Eumidian Terrabotanist. We only have one 2-drop, so picking up another 2-drop that, you know, pads our life total, has really good defensive stats, is exactly where we want to be here. What did I take over Starfield Shepherd? Oh, Harmonious Grove Strider? Yeah, I mean... And look, I mean, I did tell you that white felt like it was open, right? And yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Ulfate Stalker here. This is a potential double splash card. Also, I don't really have anything to get back. Like, I don't have any nutrient blocks or Cryogen Relics, so I think Ulfate Stalker is the superior option here. Also, given the fact that, like, this is a card that I can potentially splash, whereas the Asteli Reclaimer I cannot. Here, this looks like a pretty good setup for Survey Mechan. I do like Focus Fire as well, but I feel like I want the late game inevitability of the Survey Mechan here a little bit more. Pack 3, pick 5 gives us Mechan Navigator and Blooming Stinger. I think I'm just going to take the Stinger. Again, it's still not entirely clear if we're a white-green base or a blue-green base. So the Stinger just blocks better anyways. So let's go ahead and take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Pack 3, pick 6 is an interesting one. We have Ilvoya Galeblade number 2 potentially, Sammy's Curiosity, and a Drix Fatemaker. Given the color requirements and that we want ramp, I think this is actually a good Sammy's Curiosity deck, so I will pick this up here. And yeah. Pack 3, pick 7, Pinnacle Emissary. Okay. Well, certainly can't really play that. There's a Starfighter Pilot if I want it to be white-green, or I can just take a Sky Stinger. I guess I'll just take a Sky Stinger. I don't know. Look, it blocks flyers. Here, there's a Rescue Skiff, which I don't mind as a top-end card. Like, you know, some trading happens, and then you just play this, and then you just get something back, and I think I could use a little bit of top end here, so let's go ahead and take that. This pack is pretty weak. There is a Starport Security and a Nanoform Sentinel. This does not feel like a great Starport Security deck, so I guess I'll take the Sentinel, although probably not going to play that either. Wow, Sir Vondam. I could have had 2 of those in my deck, but not going to play either. All right, I mean, this is certainly something. You know, not the cleanest deck, but can still try to make this work. Feel like a blue-green base splashing white for some of these cards is not bad. Just because I want to play the Weftwalking. And we need to cut, like, 2 more cards from this base, or from this build. Because this is a pretty mana-heavy deck, so... And I don't really have anything in my sideboard here. Alright, well, you know what? I am not super confident about this deck. I feel like if there is a deck that doesn't get there, this could easily be that deck. Alright, cards that are certainly replaceable. These 2 creatures here on the right. Rescue Skiff. I like all these other cards. I don't know about the Space-Time Anomaly either. So we'll note that that is certainly a card that can be cut. And Fungal Colossus is going to stay in. And then as far as mana base goes, I want like 8 green and a command bridge at the very least. Can shave like that many planes. 13, 16, 17. Seems okay. You know, I don't even know why I took this card. I actually don't think it's correct to play the Space-Time Anomaly here. I'm already working towards Weftwalking and Extinguisher Battleship, so I just feel like this deck can't really afford to play another card like that. And yeah, let's just try to be a little bit more reasonable here with the colors that we're playing. And let's see. I mean, I think I'm definitely playing the Starfield Shepherd here. It's a little bit awkward on the mana, but it just gives you so much value. My deck is super light on removal, so I think I'm going to use Sky Stinger as a way to block flyers as well. And I think I'm just going to go with Starbreach Whale over Rescue Skiff. I have a bunch of expensive stuff already, so I just want something that I can get into play a little bit cheaper and just not play the Skiff here. I just feel like I have enough stuff here where I don't need the Rescue Skiff necessarily to win me the game. One thing to note, though, is, I mean, I am so heavy on green. I think I just need to play another forest here. Like, it's so important for me to get these green drops going on turn 1. And then the question is, like, how many planes do I want to play? I have 3 white cards. So probably 2. Because most of the time I want to use this to get things, to get creatures. And, like, the second planes is probably good enough most of the time. Like, I guess there is a fail case if I draw, like, multiple planes and Galeblade and Pollinator, but I don't think I'm going to run into that often. So I think this is a good enough mix to have. Certainly do like the second planes here with the Shepherd. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to cast the Starfield Shepherd. And I do want enough double blue just to make sure that I can play the Weftwalking. So we'll try this and see how this goes. All right, now before round 1 starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in a different way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to join an amazing group of folks also looking to help each other get better at limited Magic. I post monthly videos just for the Patreon along with monthly streams. Lots of cool stuff. Check it out. Alrighty. This one, I'm saying right now, this deck feels a little bit sketch compared to some of the other stuff that we've had before. Alright, Starfield Shepherd here. Hopefully we don't draw one of our 1-drops, because we literally did draw both of our planes, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to cast this with Warp. And let's get a Gene Pollinator. I mean, I guess I could play 3 planes. I don't know. Alright, so let's go Gene Pollinator. And then let's play a Starbreach Whale. Codecracker, I guess I want both. What do I want to play next turn? I mean, it's probably the Fungal Colossus, right? So let's just do that. Or Plate Pangolin is the play from the opponent. And for us, we are just simply going to play a 5/5. Hey, 5/5 also very, very nice with Survey Mechan specifically. And Starbreach Whale, actually, if we get to that part of the mana curve. Also, certainly next turn I can just go, like, Starfield Shepherd into... I mean, I have a lot of good options here, honestly. But starts with attacking for 5. And I can go like Starfield Shepherd, get Ilvoid Galeblade. Or I can play Starbreach Whale, which just blocks really well, but doesn't use my mana perfectly. I'm just going to play the Shepherd. Let's get the Galeblade. It's just like, I don't want to miss on that either. You know what I mean? So. And honestly, I think I'm fine trading like the Shepherd with the Voidborn, if that's a thing. Okay, or play Pangolin as attacking. I will certainly take that damage. Faller's Faithful. Oh, targeting the Pangolin. That's pretty good. Yeah. Alright. Let's get the Galeblade going. Oh, that got warped. Okay, so we're actually in a better spot than I thought. 16 versus 15. Wow. Just no fear? I mean, we're okay with this. This is fine. I am going to warp Codecracker Hound. Try to find a land, honestly. Okay, well, not a tough decision there. And I can play Survey Mechan or get Eumidian Terrabotanist down. Survey Mechan feels better. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll note that the battleship will kill absolutely everything if I get to the point where I have to cast it. But this costs 7 mana to activate, so I can sacrifice the Mechan next turn to draw a bunch of cards and gain a bunch of life, so. They attacked with the Pangolin. It feels highly suspect. But we'll see. They're keeping up 2 mana. Depressurize. Oh, wait, that wouldn't have even worked. Okay. Well, anyways. What do I do now? Well, certainly want to kill this Interceptor Mechan if possible. And that involves sacrificing this. Okay, drew some lands. And instead of getting in for a point, I think I like just playing Command Bridge and tapping down the Galeblade. Okay, take 2. Sisurian Voidborn, which is pretty good against... Wow, so they didn't play any of the other stuff. Okay. So how do I want to do this? I mean, I obviously don't want to play too much more here because I have the Extinguisher Battleship, right? So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I have Starbreach Whale. Do not want the lands. And then we can play a Sammy's Curiosity. And let's attack. Pass. I feel like I'm at a high enough life total with where this is okay. Perigee Beckoner is definitely annoying. Okay, Faller's Faithful. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay, I go to 12. Hmm. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Let's get the blue. And that is a Weftwalking. So now I just want to, like, empty out everything. But certainly don't have to do it just yet. Because this shuffles everything, right? Okay, so yeah, now we're at the point where we want to shuffle everything away. But the thing is, I don't even have, like, an advantageous board here if I play the Battleship. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I suppose I can wait, like, 1 turn. Whatever, I'm just going to play everything. I don't want Blooming Stinger. Zookeeper Mechan. Land. Warmaker Gunship. Yep. So hopefully they don't have like another artifact. I don't want Blooming Stinger. I guess Blooming Stinger is actually not terrible. All right, so let us chump block and block. Block. Okay. I'm hoping they turned this into a creature, by the way. They didn't. So that is not ideal. They could have. So, man, my opponent's playing very well. Which is always bad for us. Let's see. So the Gene Pollinator doesn't actually do anything for us. Oh, I can just kill this, right? So that's fine. Two cards in hand. Oh, I gotta full control this. Okay. And then we can play Sky Stinger. 4. Okay. I'm at 9. I could have kept like 2 blockers back. So that was like the other option. But then like if they have a removal spell, it's pretty bad. I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could have just kept the Starbreach Whale back, so maybe that was a mistake. I always, anytime I play against a rare, I always just play worse. You know what I mean? Like here, they should kill my battleship. Okay. Yeah, like I should have maybe just kept this back. So now I'm at 5. All right, so that is a Banishing Light. So yeah, I mean, certainly right now we should just do everything we can to just not take more damage. So let's kill the Perigee Beckoner. Let's play the Ulfate Scroll. I guess we can play it now. Okay, we're at 5, no attacks. Just try to play it safe here if possible. Next turn we can play out a bunch of stuff, so it's not a big deal. We have 15 cards left. I'll play Codecracker Hound for 0. We'll take Lash Whip Predator. Play a land. Let's attack. Sure. Let's just put a bunch of power and toughness in play. All right, 1 card. We have 13 cards left. Let's play the Gale Blade. Let's play this for free. I'll take that. Let's attack with everything. They're at 2 life. I don't really need to draw 4 cards right now. Let's cast you Social Engineering. Play a land. Play Galactic Wayfarer. This is crazy. I mean, we're at 5 life. We can... There are cards that beat us, and they had a very solid red-black deck. But, yeah. Mythics and Rares for the win. Whew. That was fun. Did you have fun? I had fun. Arena didn't ask me, though. Not nice. All right, 1-0. Let's keep going. All right, opponent on the play here. We have Forest, Island, Blooming Stinger on the draw. Absolutely keeping this. We have an All Fate Stalker, which we can play at some point. We just need to draw land number 3, and then our entire hand just gets unlocked here. Sammy's Curiosity turn 1 would obviously be sick. Did not find it, but you know what? Look, it's like we have 3 draws at a land or a Gene Pollinator or a Sammy's Curiosity. That is just so many cards. Possibility Technician is fantastic, but I do feel like my deck does have the tools here to grind through that. So hopefully we can get there. But now I'm feeling the pressure because 2 draws in a row, we did not find a land. So if we miss a land here on turn number 3, which is like, you know, a 10%er, if you also account for Gene Pollinator, then that's going to suck. And we missed. We absolutely missed. I'm sad. It happens. And this is why. It's, you know, this is the nature of best of 1. It is what it is. Man, that sucks, because my hand is so good. And I'm just going to get run over, and it's just like there's not much I can do. But, yeah. Like, this is... So we just drew 4 spells in a row? Is that what happened? 7... Yeah. 4 spells in a row. Not even like a 2-drop, right? It was like 6-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. All right, I'm done with this one. All right. Hey, you know what? It's the nature of the game. Wait, it asks me if I had fun now and not after that ridiculous game 1. Come on, Arena. Get your algorithm together. Alright, on the play here, we now have 3 forests and all green cards. I guess I'm keeping. I have a turn 2 Blooming Stinger and turn 3 Thawbringers. It's a weird spot where we need, like, islands, plains, and also playable cards. But it is what it is. Okay. That is a command bridge. I will... Yeah, I'm just going to play Blooming Stinger. Alright. Ooh, that's pretty nice. No rush here. Like, well, actually, hold on. Like, getting a plains with this is pretty good. But then I still don't have anything to play. No, I'm just gonna play Thawbringer and just play to the board. I'll keep the island. Like, using Starfield Shepherd to get, like, creatures is better anyways. So this is totally fine. I do not want Sammy's Curiosity, though. This is actually kind of tricky, because it feels like they have a removal spell. So I think I sequenced this poorly. Like, if they kill my Thawbringer, it's so bad. I'm just gonna play the island. I'm too scared. If they kill my Thawbringer, it's really bad. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's... My sequencing could not have been worse there. Oh well. And it's another time where Litho Breaking completely destroys me. And I want to cry. Alright. Yeah, maybe I should have gotten that command bridge and played earlier. But, I mean, this is just completely bonkers. Like, Litho Breaking, getting a 2-for-1. Virus Beetle eating a Fungal Colossus. I mean, this is, like, the literal nightmare scenario here for me. I can get Gene Pollinator or Ilvoy Galeblade. I'm gonna get the Pollinator. I'll keep this land in my hand in case they have another Virus Beetle. Yeah. Got a little bit of value, but not enough. Swarm color, okay. Let's exile that. Let's attack. I was hoping they didn't have a removal spell, and they didn't, so there you go. Alright, Sledge class Siege Ship is an interesting one. And I think I'm going to sacrifice some damage just to pump this up. And I will play the land. Alright, they got 2 cards left. All Fate Scroll was an incredible draw. Alright, 2 cards in hand. I mean, they gotta have something here, right? Like, otherwise All Fate Scroll is gonna... Whoa. Okay. That is a Lash Whip Predator. Alright. What do they have? My board is... Oh, of course! Of course! You know what I mean? Of course! Ah, alright. And they milled all my good cards. They milled the Battleship and the Weftwalking. I guess I could have, like, tried to sniff that out. It's gross. Truly, truly gross. Alright, let's go. Sky Stinger, Blooming Stinger. Play a land. Okay. Alright, my 2-4 versus your 2-2. I need to draw something good, but I feel like my opponent just took all my good cards, which makes this a tough situation to be in. Alright. Vault Guard Trooper, yikes. Okay. Looking for some answers here. It's Banishing Light, that's quite good. Let's get this off the battlefield. That's it for 2. I think I have enough lands where I don't need to play this forest necessarily. There's the Virus Beetle. They're going to draw a card as well. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to get ground out here. It's super unfortunate, but Singularity Rupture will do stuff like that. You know what I mean? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they have a lot of spells in their deck. And, I mean, this thing is unplayable, but sometimes you need playables. Can you imagine, though, if I had Weftwalking still in my deck, how sick that would have been? Like, now their plan is to just deck me, right? Yep. Oh, they could have been killing my Banishing Light. But they're just on the kill whatever I play, I guess. Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do? What does it say? Then any mills half their library rounded down? Oh. I mean, certainly this is the matchup where, like, I wish I had Space-Time Anomaly, but I feel like generally my late game is good enough, and I'm specifically very bad to cards like Singularity Rupture. I have 1 card left. I can't win. Alright, well, you know what? All good streaks will need to come to an end. And the manner in which it's happening is a little bit unfortunate, but that's part of the game, right? So, like, one of our losses was because we didn't draw the lands, and then the other loss was to Singularity Rupture. So, alright. The run goods have stopped. Or have they? 6 in a row? Maybe? Alrighty. Opponent on the play here, no green sources. We're playing 10 in our deck, but I do have 3 lands on the draw with an Ilvoy Galeblade, so I will keep this hand. You know, like, I can sacrifice the Galeblade to find a green source as well. Of course, I can just naturally draw a green source. And this is not one of those instances where it's like, oh, it's because I have, like, the play. Like, I'm playing 10 green sources in my deck, so. Yeah, I'm digging for a green source here, so I'm just going to block sack with the Galeblade. This could trigger Void, but it's fine. I mean, at least my opponent missed a land drop, but, like, this is a special level of ridiculousness. All right, my opponent is also mana screwed. Okay, I guess it evens out or something. No, I'm not messing around. Like, I'm just gonna get another green source here. Like, it just completely unlocks our hand if we do it that way. Cryogen Relic. Okay, alright, so we have a real game. It started off a little bit weird, but we do have a real game here. Let's get a forest. How do I want to do this? I can play this in a land, or I can just warp this in and play something else. Like a Thawbringer, maybe? I don't think I want the land here. It's one of those, like, if I draw land, that's fine. But with 6 lands in play, I'd much rather just start drawing action, right? Is where I'm at. Faller's Faithful, targeting timeline color, sure. They're gonna, like, discard. They're gonna have way too many cards in hand, right? Alright, so we drew a green source anyways. Okay. All right, so we've established a pretty decent board here. We can all fate Stalker like a blocker away. That's an alpha rail. So more things to discard. I mean, they have so many cards. Feel like I don't need to use the All Fate Stalker just yet, but we'll see what they do. Oh, it looks like an Embrace Oblivion. Yep. Okay. This destroys or exiles? Destroys. Okay. So I still get a Surveil. Again, if it's a land I don't want, I'll take a 4-mana 5/5 though. All right, we'll go Blooming Stinger here. Yeah, figured as much. Alright. It's not like they're really going to attack us with the Alpha Rail, and I'm just kind of all in here. Definitely in the market for a Weftwalking, or a... yeah, I mean, definitely in the market for a Weftwalking, or one of my other top-end cards here. I mean, their deck looks really strong. They have so many cards where it's like... our only hope here is to just, like, hope they stumble. If they, like, play a couple of efficient removal spells in a row, it's just over for us. Like, even if they, like, just deal with my Fungal Colossus next turn, it's pretty bad. Alright. Okay. So I have Banishing Light and All Fate Stalker here. The question here is whether or not I choose to warp this in or play it. I think I'm going to warp it in. This way I have the ability to... this way I have the ability to cast it next turn against something bigger, if I need. And I used a Banishing Light on the Alpha Rail because if I use the All Fate Stalker and they kill it, they can get this back and get some extra enter the battlefield value. So, I mean, land, we get a 2/2. Otherwise, we're going to lean on the All Fate Stalker. Okay. I mean, they have so much action. It's nuts. They did not find a land? They have that many spells? That is crazy. I mean, I thought I got unlucky in some of my games, and I guess we did, but wow. That is also quite bad. I mean, unless they're, like, cheating on lands and playing 15 lands because they have a bunch of Cryogen Relics. But yeah, that's some run bads right there. 2-2. Alrighty. 2-2 on the play here. Island 2 Forest, a slow-ish hand, but I'm going to keep it. I do have the Codecracker Hound that I can play on turn 3. 2-drop off the top would be quite nice, but I did find a plane, so this gives me access to Banishing Light as well. That is an Intrepid Tenderfoot, which they can craft. Or, station, whatever you want to call it. To play the Codecracker Hound, or to warp it in? That is the question. They're green-white. I'm going to play the Codecracker Hound. I am not 100% positive that that was the correct play, though. Do I just naturally want land here, or do I want the Sammy's Curiosity? Being able to get another blue seems pretty good, and I have 2 lands in my hand already, so I'll take the Sammy's Curiosity here. Like, what if I draw Weftwalking, right? So, Drix Fatemaker. Oh, wow. This Adagio is going to kind of go off. There's a mountain? Full bore? Okay. Doesn't this still get exiled? Or whatever. That was, consider me not very impressed with that start. Or with that draw. I will use Banishing Light, though. I'm at 11. Sammy's Curiosity, and let's attack for 2. I mean, they just, yeah, they did use it to get in for some damage, but it's like at the cost of a card, you know what I mean? Alright, so there's a Drix Fatemaker. It's a 4/3 Trampler. And they get to pump the Adagia. And I have a use social engineering. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. I get to warp this in. Play a land. Crack the lander. Go get an island. Okay. And then no attacks. The way that I look at this is like, I'm going to double block, but like if they have a removal spell, I still want to have 2 creatures back to block. So that's why I'm doing this. Yep. I mean, Biosynthetic Burst was going to get me if I triple blocked anyway, so this is fine. Take some damage. 3 cards in hand, Cabaron Turbo Drone, and Adagia gets turned on. They can copy the Turbo Drone, I guess, too? But they don't have another white source, so they need to find that, too. Alright, let's play a 5/7 here. Kind of all in on the Predator. The thing is, the 2/2 just doesn't even block very well, so... Just like hoping they don't have something here. Wow, I could have double blocked, I guess? That's so bad. Oh well. Alright, we're at 4. I was under the assumption that, like, this would just block everything, you know what I mean? Alright, let's play Use Social Engineering into land, into Wayfarer. Alright, we have lots of blockers. Let's hope this is good enough. Okay? But we're at 4 life, so certainly very scary life total. And depending on what they have, that could be it. Yeah, not being able to double block there absolutely cost us. Harmonious Grove Strider, okay. It doesn't get trampled though, so that's good. I do want to probably... Yeah, actually, like, both of those creatures on the right are very, very annoying. So I have to figure out what I want to block. Survey Mechan will allow me to kill the Turbo... I mean, we'll see what they do. Sure. Like, I don't think Drix Fatemaker is going to attack, right? Maybe it does? Wow. Okay. Well, I suppose something needs to block here. Actually, their attack makes a lot of sense. This thing tramples too. So block the Trampler. I mean, the thing is, I really want to kill the Bruntar. But there's no good way to do that. Like, I can double block the Fate Maker? No, that doesn't work. Alright, I guess this is just the only block. Yeah. Alright. Whatever, I killed their Trampler, I guess. No way. Wow, I'm at 4 life, too. Oof. That's brutal. Okay. Survey Mechan. Gonna have to do some jump blocking here. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're kind of close to, like, trying to come back here. I mean, giving that haste is not all that exciting, so it's fine. Okay. Let's get an island here. Alright, so you can block here. You can block here. I'm at 4 life. So we just have to individually block everything, right? I just want to see if there's a better block available. I can put this here and that lives, but then this has to jump. Sure. Alright, we're at 4. That is a Blooming Stinger, which is quite nice. The question is, do I just want to kill the Turbo Drone here and now? It's going to cost me 7 mana to do so. Oh! I can give it Death Touch. That's really nice. Okay. It deals 3 damage to any target. So I can kill the Bruntar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know which land to sacrifice, but... that is nice. And we drew the land for Gene Pollinator. Okay. Or we kept the forest up for Gene Pollinator. We have a blocker for the Grove Strider. I mean, it's still, like, they've drawn 6 lands and all spells, but now they get to activate the Adagia. Oh, they can give Gene Pollinator haste, and then make a copy of the Turbo Drone. Yeah, that's really good. Very, very good matchup. So now we're on, like, at least we've stabilized. Okay, we've stabilized and we've killed the Bruntar. So now we're on, you know, Weftwalking mode. We want to find Weftwalking. Or the Pinnacle, the Extinguisher Battleship. But the problem with the Battleship is the Grove Strider still lives. Speak of the devil. Wait, it would be a 5/5? Because I kill this? Yeah. How much mana do I have? I mean, it might still be worth like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I can play the Battleship and a Thawbringer. No, that doesn't quite do it. I guess it doesn't kill me, so I'm still gonna do it. And then they have a Grove Strider. This is also really tricky. I'll just play the Blooming Stinger. Hope they don't draw a removal spell for this Stinger. Okay. Okay. Okay, All Fate Stalker, let's go. Woo! That was a nice sequence. All right, Thawbringer. I don't actually want that. All right, let's do that. Is there like a big hasty creature? Sure, let's just keep the Stinger back just in case. Even if they kill this, they die to all my other stuff. Wow, what a game. What a game, what a game, what a game. Whew. Extinguisher Battleship for the win. All right. We were 1-2, and now we're 3-2, and hopefully we can continue racking up the wins here. Alrighty. Opponent on the play here. We have 2 white cards in our hand and a Thawbringer. I'm going to keep this, but obviously this is this time, yes, this is the cost of doing business by choosing to play 3 colors. We have an Extinguisher Battleship, so of course we just want the game to go long. Alright, Command Bridge turn 2. So, hey, at least we're not getting run over here, right? So that's a good thing. Alright, black-green at least, but I imagine it's going to be more than that. Ugh, Requiem Monolith is very, very annoying. I do have the Battleship to kill it and Banishing Light. Certainly would love to find a white source. I will keep Codecracker Hound. Alright, they're Abzan, and that's a Night Luminary, which they're casting, and then they're going to deal 1 damage to their Luminary, sure. Gonna warp this. See if I find a tap land or something. That's a Lash Whip Predator, which I will take over the Sky Stinger. Get a land. And do I want to attack here? I want to surveil. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, there's a land. I will take the land. Like, I know there's less of a chance that I'm going to be able to Lash Whip Predator them, but I just want to make sure that I can find a land here. Harmonious Grove Strider is Gymongous. And I suppose I'll play Codecracker Hound here. Look for more lands. Let's take the island over the Siege Ship. I mean, obviously, this is not a hand that's really great with Weftwalking. That's a Swarm Yard, okay. Yeah, I mean, Requiem Monolith is an absolute beating. So, this might be the end of the road. Like, they've drawn 3 cards off of that stupid card. Dual Sun Adepts. Alright. Let's play a land. Let's play Lash Whip Predator. And a Blooming Stinger. I mean, a natural plains off the top would be very much appreciated. Depressurize on the Stinger, sure. So I guess we just have to take that damage. What is it? Yeah. Exalted Sunborn. Whoof. They've got some cards here, friends. They certainly do. And they all are bigger than the battleship, which is a darn shame. All right, Galactic Wayfarer it is. Get a Plains and hope to Banishing Light, I guess. Yeah. Maybe I should have taken the Requiem Monolith before. Look at how disgusting it's being right now. So they can activate the DualSense Adepts here. Oh, Biosynthetic Burst? Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, I didn't have an answer to the Requiem Monolith because my mana fixing didn't get me to the white that I needed. And we just lost. And we also lost the Requiem Monolith. So, lost a couple of rares in this run. And our deck was definitely not as streamlined as it could have been. And so, you know, you just take your losses. And sadly, we had 5 trophies in a row. And unfortunately, we couldn't quite get there this time around. Went a little bit too deep. You know, this is probably the card that I think has a high win rate that I do the worst with. So if you have a card like that, let me know. Because I do believe that this card is good. I might not have had the best setup for this. Also, my interaction was a little bit lacking in just the Banishing Light here and the All Fate Stalker and the Battleship. So that is also something. And if you look, I mean, blue certainly wasn't that open. So it was just like a tricky draft. I think maybe I was supposed to go like red-green or something along those lines. But, you know, we tried to just take all the green cards with a light splash and see if we can get there. But sadly, our mana was not quite good enough. And I still think this deck could have potentially gotten a trophy based on just, we've got some power at the top of the curve. But, you know, I only have the Sammy's Curiosity and the Gene Pollinator and the Wayfarer and the Null Fate Scroll. Maybe I could have used like an extra mana fixer here. That would have been nice, but we couldn't find it. But all in all, we've had some good games regardless. And we lost to some pretty strong rares. And that will happen, and that is the end, unfortunately, to our incredible 5-trophy run. So hopefully we can start a new streak in tomorrow's draft video. You know what, though? I actually do think this one's a really interesting draft for us to actually review. So let's take a look at what we could have done differently in this draft. All right, so pack 1, pick 1. I'm still okay with the Weftwalking here. Moving on to pack 2. I think you can make the case for Requiem Monolith here. I wanted to go green for a ramp, but I think you can make the case for Requiem Monolith in this pack over Lashwood Predator. Here, I just thought that the Sledge Class C chip gave me the most upside, but had I taken the Requiem Monolith, I think I would have just taken Faller's Faithful here, noting that Sunstar Expansion, this is also quite nice. So could have had a couple of black cards to start, and then with a couple of black cards with the Weftwalking, then I don't know that I take the Space-Time Anomaly here. Honestly, the Anomaly was just a fun pick. I probably shouldn't have even taken it. And actually, my deck would have been a lot better had I had an interactive spell like Lost in Space. So, can certainly make the argument here to taking a Lost in Space. Or honestly, given our start, I think Hole Carver makes a lot of sense too. Just because I want to get to the late game to survive to Weftwalking. So I think Hole Carver would have been a totally fine pick here, pack 1, pick 4 as well. Green wasn't necessarily the most open. And then, when we have some black cards with the Weftwalking, what do we take? Well, a couple of directions. Because, you know, I can certainly be set up here to just abandon my first pick. And this is a clear signal that black-white specifically as a color combination is open. So I think you can make the case to take Sir Vondam here, and I can try to lean into like a black-white deck, or I could take a Cut Propulsion, and maybe I like splash the Cut Propulsion or move into some kind of Grixis strategy. So Sir Vondam and Cut Propulsion would have been the much stronger play here had I taken a black card. Sir Vondam is much better. Maybe I just take the Sir Vondam there. And then I get the Banishing Light. So Sir Vondam into Banishing Light would have been strong. I took the Banishing Light anyways. And then what? Well, no black or white cards in this pack. So then it's really weird because then I guess maybe I take like a black or red card. Certainly still doesn't feel like green is open. And then if that's the case, maybe I just take like a Melded Moxite or Plate Pangolin. And given where we're at, yeah, I mean, you can go either direction here with the Pangolin or the Moxite. And then, I mean, maybe I just take the Pangolin because it's a creature, because better creatures are harder to come by. And then I would just take another Pangolin over a Bombard here. And we would be set up for some kind of like black-red deck here, possibly. Here, I can take Slagjaw Scrapper or Voidforge Titan, which would have been fine. And then that's a blank. Perigee Beckoner would have made our deck as well. And Swarm Color is just okay. So yeah, maybe we could have ended up in like a Rakdos Shell. Then in pack 2, pick 1, I would have taken Orbital Plunge. Then I would have taken Interceptor Mechan. Granted, Starfield Shepherd's also quite strong. But now it's like impossible to tell what we could have gotten in pack 2, just because we passed all the black and red cards in pack 1. But if we were just straight black-red, we would have taken Webstalker Ardent into Timeline Color, or Zookeeper Mechan into Umbral Color Zealot, into like Molecular Modifier if we're more aggressive. So yeah, I mean, that could have been a totally fine, and Embrace Oblivion. So yeah, I mean, we could have ended up with a totally fine black-red deck. What would have happened in the last pack? Take the Extinguisher Battleship still. Would we have gotten good black or red cards? Embrace Oblivion or Melded Moxite would have been fine here as well. It's a late All-Fate Stalker, but I guess I would have just taken the Orbital Plunge into Invasive Maneuvers. We would have had a lot of removal. Unclear that the deck would have been like super powerful. It would have been just fine. Another Perigee Beckoner. So I think that's another direction we could have gone. Kov Landseeker. So red was definitely open. Black-white could have been an option, and Embrace Oblivion on the wheel. So we could have had like a red-black deck, which wouldn't have been insane, but would have had a ton of removal. And perhaps that was a more open color combination, given what we ended up with here. Just because if you look at our green, it's not like it's insane. We had a Gene Pollinator and a Galactic Wayfarer that stands out. So yeah, I think that's another direction that we could have gone. But I wanted to like draft the best possible Weftwalking deck. And I think by doing that, I ended up just kind of putting the blinders on and just kind of forgetting everything else, when there was probably a better seat that was available in this draft. So you learn from that, you move on. I wanted to take and draft around Big Shiny Rare, but sadly it did not work out with a 3-3 finish. But hopefully we can turn things around in tomorrow's draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes or some singles for your collection, check out TCGplayer.com. Hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more, go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.